again, everybody. Barry Hyatt here at the UK Extension Office in Glasgow, Kentucky today with my good friend Mindy McCulley. Mindy, we have a change of venue, but we still are going to produce
That's
a
right.
very good recipe.
We're gonna talk about Thanksgiving, right?
That sounds great.
So we have lots of good recipes to talk about today.
What do we have in store today that's going to be really
good? The first thing we're going to make is a sweet potato biscuit.
Okay,
and this
cool.
will replace that traditional biscuit. And then the other thing, we're going to talk about some roasted Brussels sprouts. They're a little sweet and a little spicy. And so that might replace another side dish that we would use
and you would never
typically
think
for
of
Thanksgiving.
For Thanksgiving, would you?
Well, no, and they're really tasty. They're easy to eat and good too.
Good job. All right, let's
get to it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our biscuit batter.
Sure.
So if you want to put in that first cup, that's a cup of flour, and that's all purpose. We're going to do the small one.
Okay, all right.
And then we're adding a third cup of whole wheat flour.
Gotcha.
And a 4th teaspoon of salt is our next one.
Okay.
That's this one. Yeah, the little one.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
And then we have a 4th teaspoon of cinnamon and a 4th teaspoon of nutmeg, and they're mixed together in that one.
Okay, very good.
And then we have a little baking powder. So that's
Just what I was grabbing a second
Yes,
ago.
yeah, that's right. So we're ready to go, and we're just going to mix that just to get a nice, get it all incorporated in. So we're going to get a little mix on it. And so that is our dry mixture. And once we get this, I might let you kind of stir that around as I add our wet mixture. So we're going to put, this is a cup of sweet potatoes.
Okay.
And they've been mashed, and they're ready to go in this recipe. And then, of course, a little bit messy, right?
Now, have you ever tried to make these before?
Yes.
And
They're
are they
good.
Pretty good?
They're very good.
All right.
6 tablespoons of sugar.
Okay.
And a tablespoon of milk. And then a 4th cup of butter. Melted.
And you melted that.
Melted butter, yes. And then we have a half teaspoon of vanilla.
Okay.
So we're going to mix all those all together. And this is going to make our wet mixture. And then we're going to add our dry mixture that you're working on to this wet mixture, which is why your flour's in the small bowl.
And I'm not making a mess whatsoever.
No. So, you were thinking, what in the world is she doing, giving me this small bowl? But there's a method to the madness, right?
It's all right. We'll get it working fine here, I'm sure.
So you can see that's a nice wet mixture.
Yeah, sure.
It's going to be pretty wet, and that's what we want because we're going to need that. Typically with biscuits, you have a shortening flour and some kind of a rising agent.
Sure.
So, and these are a little bit more involved than a typical biscuit, right? Okay, so now if you want to just put a little bit of that in, we're going to mix it in
just a little
slowly.
bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
Let's do it this way, the proper way. Maybe.
there we go. And we're just going to mix it as you go, and it's going to make a light dough.
Okay.
It's not going to be, it's not going to be real. Well, it won't be wet. It's not going to be like a cupcake batter.
It's already drying up right
It's
now.
drying up, yeah. Oh, see, it flows. But it does start to, it gets that look of a biscuit dough.
It does. Now, do you want to use it all?
Yes,
Okay.
we'll probably
All right. We'll just use it all.
just slowly add it in. And you can tell now it's not a typical biscuit dough color now. We're getting that color from the sweet potatoes. Of course, we get lots of vitamin A from sweet potato.
Sure.
Maybe leave us about a tablespoon we're going to use to put on the tabletop
Okay. We'll get one more.
to roll it out.
Okay. How about that?
That looks pretty good. Now I'm just going to mix this up pretty well so we have a nice dough, and then we're going to add these nuts in.
Oh, yeah.
Almost forgot the nuts.
Yeah, those in for sure, yeah.
Can't have nutty sweet potato biscuits without nuts, can you?
And you're using pecans.
And I use pecans. The recipe actually calls for walnuts, but I personally don't like walnuts. So I put pecans in mine. But if you are a walnut aficionado, then you can go ahead and
use those,
have those walnuts.
Sure.
Okay, so then now we're just going to turn this out onto, get all this mess out of the way. I'm going to just make a little,
Oh, right there.
we're going to just do it all right here.
Sure.
And we'll turn this out, and we're just going to knead it about 3 or 4 times, not a whole lot.
Okay.
Just to get everything incorporated and mixed up together.
You're definitely making the biscuits. Hardee's has nothing on you, right?
Oh, well, probably. Biscuits are not something that I make a lot, just because I know we don't need all those extra calories, right?
Right.
But these biscuits have about 100 calories per biscuit, so it's not too bad. They have a whole lot less whole lot less fat in them, because of the sweet potato. It's replacing the fat.
Sure.
So normally we would roll these out, and I forgot to bring the rolling pin. So we're just going to spread them out. It's called improvise, right?
That's right.
We're learning how to improvise.
That's not a problem. Well, sometimes people forget things, and it's just part of it.
You just have to make everything work the best way you can. This will make about 18 biscuits, about 18 2-inch biscuits.
Wow, a lot.
So, yeah. I mean, like I said, they're not, monster biscuits, not like Hardee's makes,
Right,
but still, they are some good biscuits.
Sure.
All right, we've got a nice. Now I have my. Once again, also forgot a biscuit cutter, so we're making do today. And if we're just going to turn those out onto that
right here. Sure.
tray.
Hey, look, it's all going to taste the same, and that's
right.
the most important thing.
If they come out.
There you go. Sure.
So.
And these, of course, they're going to have a sweet taste, I would think.
They are a little bit sweet, and then with the addition of the spices, the nutmeg and the cinnamon, they have a little bit of a tangy taste too. So they really taste like Thanksgiving.
Which is so neat. I mean, if you think about it, it makes me almost like Christmas cookies in a way.
That's right.
The way they look.
Yeah. So we're making these fun little biscuits. If we can get them all to punch out.
Actually, they're turning out great, I think.
Yeah, who would have thought, right, that you could, without a rolling pin and without a biscuit cutter, that you can make biscuits, but we can make it work. And that's what we're all about, at the Extension Office. We make do with what we have, and so recognizing that not everybody has all the equipment in their kitchen that they might need, so we're going to do the best we can.
You're going to make some more, but let me show everybody how they turned out so far. See, that's actually not bad at all. I mean, they perfect little circles there, and it's going to taste really good, I am sure.
We're only going to put 15 in because that's all the space we have in our tray.
Okay, that'll work.
So we're only going to put a couple more on there, and then we're going to just stick them in the oven, and they'll be. Didn't need to make that.
And how long will you be baking them?
They bake 12 minutes at 450 degrees.
12 minutes at 450. Okay.
It'll be a quick bake, and then we'll be ready to look at our other recipe.
Okay, very good. Well, we'll bake these and we'll be back just in a few minutes, so stay with us. We are back and the biscuits are done, but before we talk about the biscuits, you want to talk about the Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Brussels sprouts. So Brussels sprouts are a cruciferous vegetable like a cabbage, and they look like a little cabbage, don't they? So, and all we've done with these Brussels sprouts is I've quartered them. Now, a recipe called sweet and spicy Brussels sprouts.
Okay.
And it says to have them, but they're very large, I thought. So I thought a quarter was a little bit better.
Okay.
We put them in a little olive oil with some pepper, garlic, red pepper flakes, salt and pepper. That's all they are.
That's very easy.
Pretty easy. And just toss them in that, and then we bake them in a 400-degree oven, or roast them, for about 30 minutes or so.
Okay, good deal.
I did these a little bit shorter time than that, but really easy. Okay. And they're great, if you need something before the big meal, you need something to just snack on, Brussels sprouts are really good for that.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, but I thought when I was young that I didn't like Brussels sprouts.
I didn't care for them too much when I was younger, but I do like them as an
Yes, so I have learned as an adult to like them. But the first time I made this recipe, my nephew was 5, and he ate them like they were candy. Oh, wow. So I said, if they're 5-year-old approved, then they are definitely going to be okay. And then we're just drizzling a little sauce on these, and it's honey and hot sauce. That's all it is.
Wow. Now, what's the amount that you use?
So we use a 1/4 cup of honey.
Okay.
And I think a teaspoon of hot sauce.
Okay,
I mean,
not much.
Not a whole lot.
Okay.
And then so that's where your sweet and your spicy comes from.
Very good.
And so these are going to be, something that will be a great addition to the Thanksgiving meal. And it doesn't hardly add any calories at all. I mean, we're talking less than 30 calories for 2 or 3. A nice little serving of them. And you can, of course, make it a larger serving. This makes 2 cups. Use 2 cups of Brussels sprouts. Sure. But, if you need to double that recipe or whatever, you can if you have a bigger crowd.
Bigger crowd, sure. And of course, the biscuits.
And then the biscuits.
And they don't take as long to bake as the Brussels sprouts.
That's right. The Brussels sprouts do take a little bit longer, so you can time your baking to make sure that all works out. And they do cook at a little higher temperature, so you might. Of course, these biscuits you can make the day before and then just stick in the microwave to heat them up or whatever. Yes. Yeah. But that's a great addition also to this Thanksgiving meal that's coming up. Something that's different, and we have lots of recipes that can substitute for some of those traditional side dishes that you're going to enjoy. Your turkey is healthy anyway. That's one of the healthiest dishes that you can eat as far as meat goes. And then we've got sweet potato crisp that would be a little bit healthier than the regular sweet potatoes with the marshmallow topping on it.
And the butter.
And the butter, that's right, yeah. And then we have, several salads. There's a broccoli salad that would be a really good addition. It's not, doesn't have all of the extra calories of another salad might have. So visit us at plated-up-KentuckyProud.com, and we will certainly look and see what we can do to help lighten up that Thanksgiving meal.
Sounds great. Well, hey guys, if you want this recipe, very easy to get. You can get it in a few ways. You can email me at North Central. My email address there is barry.hyatt@nctc.com, or you can simply go to our website at www.nctc.com. And as Mindy was just mentioning, not only these recipes, but also other recipes, but where do they find them?
And we have those at platedup, all one word, .ca.uky.edu.
And they'll be right there, and you guys can just enjoy the holiday season, not only with this recipe, but others as well.
That's right, exactly. Yes.
Well, Mindy, thanks so much today. Appreciate your time.
I'm happy to be here.
Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Have a great rest of your day. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you back again here real soon.